Better than trying to do it smaller one. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about the recession and how it affects homeless people in the United States. But first, I have a video that I want to start off showing.
That's how we started our new year. Me and my wife and our daughter have been bouncing back and forth from the warming shelter to daybreak shelter. I've built houses for 20 years. That's one reason why I'm unemployed right now is the housing industry is like went kaput.
We lost our home, and we had nowhere to go.
Basically, we were just going to be able to haul what we could in the car, and we weren't sure where we were going to go from there. So we tried selling as much stuff as we could, and actually made a couple $100 doing that. But her daughter, she had everything packed up, and we kept telling her, no, there's some things that we can take and some things that we're not going to be able to take. Because everything that we're going to be able to take is going to be what we can stuff in the car. Stuffed animals is the least of our worries.
Going from a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, beautiful home to the warming center in a month, I never thought it would happen to us. Never thought. In a million years.
I'll go ahead and scrounge through the blue bins. I get anywhere between $10 and $20. That and the plasma is pretty much where we get all our spending money from right now. You are hot. You have a fever? Yeah, she's got a fever, dear. Fine. I think she's got a fever. But that's another reason why I do the can too. So because food stamps don't cover, like medicine and stuff like that. So we make sure we get Brianna cold medicine and stuff with it. All right, now I'm starting to get over mine. I still have a little bit of a sore throat, but our daughter's catching it again. They say by the time we get out of like the situation, we should be immune to everything. We'll get them home. I promise.
Okay, so now, imagine you're sitting at your house and, it's family time, you and the family are together, and then all of a sudden, you're hit in the face with eviction notice, your place is foreclosed, you just lost your job. What do you do? Today, a lot of Americans are facing that. And it's even predicted that by 2013, we'll have up to 74,000 more homeless people than we already do. And you think, well, just go get another job, or maybe they can live with family. It's not always that easy. In fact, some of the homeless shelters, you can only stay there for the night, and they kick you back out in the morning to go release you on the street. How do they expect you to go fend for your family, especially just like he said, he has a little daughter. And when you get sick, food stamps aren't going to cover it. They might not even give you food stamps because you don't have a steady income coming. But how can we stop that? Well, first off, if we stop lending the money to these big companies just so they can take private vacations and stuff, it could really cut down on how much debt we're in today. The national debt is going up day by day. More jobs and companies are shutting down. And a lot of people are being left in a bundle. They try to go to the banks for help, but they can't. They're denied loans, or if they do get a loan, the interest rates are so jacked up that they can't even pay it off anyway. So, how can you really help? Well, if you're the type of person where you take out loans or you take out student loans and you don't even try to pay them back, stop, because you're just making it worse on the people that could really use it. Or if you're the type of person where you could just stroll into your job, just come in late, do whatever you want, don't really care, or just bouncing back and forth, quitting jobs left and right, you're actually taking up a spot for someone that really needs it. And then they say, oh, just go out, get a college education. It's not always that simple. Education isn't free. How, if you're a homeless person, how do they expect you to go to school when you have to pay for school? And if you don't pay that, they're snatching your income taxes back if you have a job to support it. You can't live off McDonald's and places like that when you have a family to feed. And yet most of the people that are homeless are families, men, women, and children. Over 750,000 people all across the United States. 56% of them are living in shelters and 44% are unsheltered. So imagine when we have big storms coming through, where do they have to go? Nowhere. There are 98,452 homeless families, and every year it goes up between 2.5 and 3.5 million people who either live on the streets or in emergency shelters. And these are just facts from the study taken up by the National Alliance to End Homeless People. Now, let's imagine that. You become homeless, you live on the streets, you have to feed for yourself. Sometimes at night you're digging through other people's garbage cans trying to find things that you can recycle. Cans, you might get like a couple cents for each can, but it's not going to add up to enough. You'll barely be lucky if you can afford bus fare, and that's even going up. That's like $1.75 now. So what are they to do? In the end, domestic violence is the second most frequently stated cause of homelessness. 92% of homeless mothers were victims of either physical assault or rape. So why is it that the United States isn't doing anything to try to help this? And now that the recession is getting worse and we're further in, what can we honestly do to help? As the years go by, people are like, oh, well, they should get off their butts and they should go do this. It's not always that simple. It just takes little steps, step by step, of knowledge to try to actually help those people in need. Some people, they're out there for different reasons. It could be addictions, or it could really be legit reasons, like they could have just lost their job, or they could have had a landlord who just takes their money and not even pay on the place, and then all of a sudden the bank's there ready to kick them out. Like in my situation, my dad died like 3 years ago, and like a few months after my dad died, my mom's job laid off. So we ended up having to go from our little 3-4 bedroom house to try to move into an apartment. That's not a fun transition, and it's hard. So as the recession goes on, I just hope that people actually take into consideration what they're doing and just be smart with everything that they do. If you have a good job, don't take advantage of it. If you have family, try to support them, try to do it on your own. If you can, try not to go to the government as much, because even though the government says they're there, they're not really there helping you. They're just spending your tax money. And so on that note, if I taught anybody anything here today, I just wanted it to be that homelessness is not fun, and the more we go in debt, the more it's going to keep occurring, and the more it's going to happen. And that's all I had to say.
Yay! Skin the audience. And me holding the laptop.